We find ourselves in the jungle of Brazil. We had survived the mud on the Trans-Pantaniera Highway the day before, and had spent the night here at a lovely little ranch. It was us, some water buffalo, who we were warned liked to take a dip in the pool if we weren't careful to close the gate, a pair of beautiful hyacinth macaws, and a pretty sweet lookout tower. It was a nice place to end a long day of sliding around in the mud. The next morning, after a nice night with a little bit of rain, we officially finished off the Trans-Pantaniera, took the obligatory photo, and then headed northeast to Cuiabá.
Made it.
I did.
It's a little muddy.
Most importantly, it'd be so nice if we saw a French guy in a little rental car coming by right now and know that he made it. I'm sure he's fine. It should be drying out today, but if you got rain last night, man.
I didn't film much over the next day, so let me catch you up real quick. This is Cuiabá. It's the capital of the Brazilian state of Mato Grosso, which is where we had been for the last few days. It was a good place to stock up on supplies, we met up with some other friends, and we all got our McDonald's fix, before heading an hour or two outside the city to a small town where our friends were planning to camp, and we had decided to join them. We met some other travelers there and enjoyed a night of just hanging out and looking at cool trucks. In the morning, this little cutie was all snuggled up in our chair. We said our goodbyes, and at the recommendation of a Brazilian couple we had met at camp, we headed for a waterfall a few hours away.
I haven't filmed a whole lot today. I'm super tired for some reason. So I've just been enjoying quietly going about my day. But we just arrived here and it's pretty cool. I have to look at what the name is of these waterfalls because I don't remember. Another traveler told us about them and we just got here and it's pretty beautiful. So I thought even though I'm tired, I'm still going to share it with you guys because it's worth it. Check these out.
Alright, I know you can't hear me because there's a giant waterfall behind me, but the one I just showed you a second ago is amazing, and that's next to our truck. You can still see our truck right there. Check this one out. There's no one here. There's like 5 people over here, the really nice locals. There's no fee to be here. So cool. that? Water.
It's so loud. The water is clean and warm. The people here that we've met are super friendly. It's been really cool.
I think it's awesome. I think Brazil is mind-blowing. I mean, we drove through a couple of towns yesterday and today, and people constantly are pulling up next to you and going, "Where are you from? Do you like Brazil? Where are you going next?" You know. It's mind-blowing. We have not had that anywhere, really, I don't think. I mean, occasionally people, absolutely, but we were in Brazil for a short period before Bolivia, same thing. 2 or 3 ladies randomly walk up to us on the street. "Where are you from? Do you like the country? What do you think?" Da-da-da, you know, so, yeah, amazing people. And this is, of course, an amazing spot. And there's ants that are trying to eat me, so I'm gonna move.
Hopefully you can hear me over the loud waterfall. Tonight, Tim is making dinner. What are you making, Chef Tim?
Things, I don't know. I don't plan ahead. We got some steak in here. I'm gonna cut up some bacon and do like country style potatoes like you'd have sort of like, not hash browns, but like country style for breakfast with pepper, onions, butter, bacon. And then we're gonna reuse some of the curry that we have left over from when you made curry the other night. Kind of pour those over the potatoes. And tiny little thin steaks. They don't really have big thick steaks where we were. We're in Brazil, so they do have great meat here. But the store we were in just had thin little steaks, so might as well go for it.
Delicious.
Yeah.
Tim's dinner was delicious. After eating, we crawled into bed and fell asleep to the thundering roar of the waterfall next to us. In the morning, we hit the road again. Now, you might be wondering why we didn't stay here longer. Well, if it was a weekday, we might have been tempted, but it was Saturday morning and busloads of people were arriving. Plus, our final destination was Iguazu Falls, and we were all pretty keen to get there. So we kept making miles south towards the giant waterfall. This time we found ourselves here for the night, but after a few guys showed up with guns, we moved here. They actually turned out to be really nice. I'll let my tired self tell you the whole story.
We made it to a campsite, so a bit of a story, and I didn't really film it very well, but I thought I'd tell you guys anyways. We stopped at one of the nearest paid camp spots. There's not a lot out here. It's like cattle country, so everything is fenced off. And it was really expensive, so we just decided, we'll go down this little dirt road and see if we can find something. And we did. We pulled off, and not 2 minutes after we got there, I barely just opened up the back of the truck, and a Tacoma, or I guess Hilux, full of, 6, 7 guys pulls up. One of them has a gun, and they're like, "What are you guys doing on our property? This is my property. What are you doing here?" And we're like, "Oh, sorry, we're camping. There were no signs and there was no gate, so we just thought it was fine. But we just want to camp here for a night." And they're like, "No, you're not gonna have any fires." So they were just worried about that. And we're like, "Oh, no, we're just sleeping here for a night and we're leaving in the morning." And we talked to them a little bit. Their mom is a English teacher, but none of them speak English. So then they were all super nice, and they were like, yeah, it's fine to camp here. And then they talked for a minute amongst themselves, and they were like, but we have a better place for you. Follow us. And so they took us here to another little area of their property where we can walk down to the river. I haven't walked down there yet because I'm making dinner. But I'll probably walk down there either tonight or in the morning and hop in. So I'm making eggs for dinner tonight because I'm tired and I don't feel like cooking. It was a long day of driving and it's like 5:30 now. So yeah, I think I will eat and then get some editing done. Hopefully it's a quiet night.
It turned out to be a nice quiet night like we had hoped. And in the morning we went to check out the nearby creek before we hit the road.
Here's the river that's near our campsite from last night. Man, it is beautiful down here. There's blue macaws everywhere, toucans. The water is clear and clean and refreshing.
Always trust a man with a sidearm.
And no shirt and his swim trunks.
No, oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, no shirt, swim trunks, and a Taurus like 9mm tucked into his waistband. He told us to camp here, so we did what he said, and it's awesome.
It is really cool.
I think it's all his land, so another free spot in Brazil. Brazil's blowing our mind.
It had been another good, long day of driving, and we found ourselves in a pretty big town at the end of it with no leads on a place to camp. Tired and a little frustrated with our situation, we decided to stop by the most promising looking place, which was a restaurant/fishing place that had a large outdoor area, and asked if it would be okay if we slept in our trucks in their parking lot. And without any hesitation, surprisingly, they said yes, of course, as long as we didn't mind the gates being locked at night. Fine by us. It always amazes me the random things that work out, and reminds me to not stress on the little things. From there, we continued towards Iguazu, only stopping to pick up an ostrich egg, more on that later, and then making camp at a park. The park had a nice flat gravel area that made for a perfect tire rotation spot.
So the wheel, we had it up, we're doing the tire rotation, and I always just kind of do that, you know, top to bottom, side to side, and it's just the tiniest bit of movement. So it's easy enough to get to the nut on the bearing preload, so why not do it? Has it been loose like that half or most of the trip? Maybe. Did it just loosen up? Maybe. Does that mean the wheel bearing's going bad? Maybe. But whatever. We just tightened it a little bit, and there's no more movement. I'm happy. You just tighten it back up and then back it off a tiny bit. That's how I've always done it. So I'm sure somebody will comment that it's the wrong way to do it, but I don't really care. We have another wheel bearing and race if we had to replace the inner and outer wheel bearings, but I think it'll be fine.
Good morning. We camped in this little public park last night, and this morning we're going to attempt to cook our ostrich egg. Don't know how I'm going to crack it, but we're going to try. See what it tastes like. Crazy how big this thing is. It feels so heavy and the shell feels so thick. So we'll see how cracking it goes, because that could be interesting. You have to just try to hit it like this and then...
Oh, I don't know if that'll work.
I don't think you're going to get away with it, but you can try.
It just goes all over.
Hold up the 2 eggs for us. Perfectly reasonable sized.
Problem is cracking it.
Yep.
So hard.
It's too movable.
I can hold it if you want to tap it, or I don't know.
It's so hard. It actually works. I just don't want to get shells all in.
Whoa. Wow, that's great. It's like drywall.
Oops.
Look at that. It's like... Okay. We're definitely going to have some eggshell in there, and that's all right. Unbelievable. That is just... You've got to be kidding me. That is somehow disgusting.
Look how thick that is.
Look at that.
Isn't that crazy?
That is an entire bowl of egg. That is disturbing.
It is
And the yolk stayed together. I thought it was going to rip to
Me
pieces.
too.
It's insane.
It's so big.
Squid or whatever.
It does kind of look like
Are we having jellyfish this morning?
Yeah, I'll have that.
All right,
I wonder if
delicious.
it's just because there's so much more protein in it.
So it's clear and alien looking. But we're gonna try it.
Yep. You mean you, right?
Try it, Tim.
What could go wrong? Why is it clear? Weirds me out.
Alien.
That's for sure. Tastes like an egg. Even though it's clear, it tastes like an egg. But it's so like gelatinous, it's weird. The texture is weird and not as eggy as you'd think. The texture is what it looks like. But the taste is egg. Yeah, if you get the chance, go ahead and skip it.
And finally, after one last push south, we made it to Iguazu, which we will explore in the next episode, so join us then. You don't want to miss seeing the largest waterfall in the world.
Killed a wasp, but it didn't kill him, it just made him angry. Oh, he's angry. He's flying away though, that's alright. Want to check out my underwear? Yeah. The negative is if I half kill him and I go, oh, he's gone, and he's really still in the underwear, it's a bad day. Well, I think we're alright.